All right, welcome back to Crypto Front. This is the front line where we are fighting for financial freedom. Let's quickly take a look here at the JASMY price chart. As you can see that the rest of the market is actually very much excited. And with JASMY here, I've said time and again that, look, I expect JASMY to go to something like 54 cents here for this bull cycle. Of course, we have got the best case scenario of something like $1.20. I will show you briefly about that so that you just understand that, look, we are not taking this price tag out of thin air. And we actually have built a thesis, taking a look at different structures and investigating to see what it was for those altcoins back then in their bear cycles and leading into the bull cycles, right? So if that sounds interesting, I want to kindly ask you to help me spread the video just by delicately tapping the like button. It really helps the YouTube algorithm. And also, if you are new to the channel, I want to kindly ask you to subscribe, because really I do TA on JASMY and a number of other different altcoins on a regular basis. And of course, without me further running my mouth too much, let's get back right here. So on top, we are seeing the JASMY price set, and down below here, as I've always been showing you, we've got the Velo price set. And what I have been saying, I mean, ever since I don't even know when, right? I have been saying that, look here, what we are seeing with JASMY is the same thing that we have seen Velo do, right, in the past. Obviously, the Velo price set is leading the JASMY price set, and here the market makers, I think they are pretty much doing the same thing. I can go ahead and show you some kind of similarities, right, that which you like actually be saying like this is impossible to happen, right? So first of all, you could take a look at this double top right here. You were seeing pretty much the same thing here, Velo price set double top here, and then after the double top, you've got this rally here prior to this whole thing capitulating, and you are pretty much seeing the same thing here. You've got this rally prior to this whole thing capitulating down here. I mean, the bottoming structure also for JASMY right on the top here is also very similar to what we were seeing with a Velo down below there. So of late I have been saying that, look, JASMY has been stuck in this range here, but this was actually something that was great, because even for Velo we were seeing the same range here. We have a breakout and a violent backtest. We're also seeing pretty much the same thing happening here for JASMY. So the question obviously remains, where next are we headed, right? So obviously we were taking off Fibonacci retracement tools, right, and grabbing from the very top here. Let's go ahead and click the Velo price chart first, and then grabbing it from the very top right there to the very bottom. What we were seeing was we were seeing a price target of something like the 1.618 Fibonacci extension level, right? Now pretty much applying the same thing here coming to JASMY, because the market makers are pretty much doing the same thing here, right? It's gonna get crazy, I'm telling you, because if we also take a look at different other structures, the conclusion that we get there is very much crazy, right? So for JASMY, again, pulling the Fibonacci retracement tool from the very top right there to the bottom, you can see that our first Fibonacci extension level there is something like 53 cents. This is where I say that this is the base, like the base, not the best, actually the base case scenario for JASMY to reach something like 54 cents at the very top of this bull cycle. So from where the price is sitting right at this point, we are seeing that we are looking at something like what, about a 15x or something like that in the base case scenario. I think that's something that is very much great right there. But the good news here is that we are not only comparing JASMY to Velo, right? We can even compare JASMY to like coins which are better known, right? Like Ethereum, for example, like Cardano, right? Is JASMY doing something that is really, you know, that has never been done, let's just say, right? Or maybe can we say JASMY has crashed 99%, so it's a dead thing, right? Like what many people were saying when we were in the bear cycle. But you know, we kept on with the conviction. Today we are up something like 18x, and that's really always something that is great, right? So this is the Ethereum price set right there, but we also have got the JASMY price set here. Once you zoom in here, like what we were doing in the bear cycle, saying that, look, there is a hidden gem here with JASMY. Take a look at this structure. I want you to, I mean, look at this closely. Look at this sharp corrective waves right here. You have got this rally prior to this whole thing flattening out here, and then slowly but surely you start moving here. Take a look at what Ethereum was doing also in its bear cycle back then in 2018. Pretty much the same thing, sharp waves right there, rally prior to the whole thing flattening out, and eventually boom, it rose. Like, this is insane, right? The previous bull market that we were just in, Ethereum was coming out of a terrible bear market. Just the same thing that we were seeing with JASMY right now. I've said time and again that JASMY wasn't dead at 99.9% down, because it was really about the tokenomics. And obviously I don't blame people for jumping into JASMY at $5, but I also think that they should have actually looked at the tokenomics and see what really was happening right there. So still, getting back to our subject here, we are taking a look at Cardano right now. If we take a look at this Cardano structure right there, I'm telling you, there is simply no difference with this JASMY price that we are seeing here, like literally no difference. And now the question obviously comes, like, what really causes this? Number one, you have to understand that the market is always the same. The market participants, meaning you, me, and a whole bunch of different other people, right? We don't change our psychology, right? People usually don't change their psychology. And at the same time, the market makers are probably using the same algorithm and stuff like that. So the market at the end of the day is gonna probably bring out the same result. Right now things may change, right? One chart can take longer than the other one, grind very, very slowly so that people lose patience and stuff like that. Some of them just go too fast, right, before everybody has even a chance to get into the thing. So this is what we are still seeing here with the JASMY price set, and this is JASMY, right? This is Cardano, pretty much the same thing. And take a look at what eventually happened for Cardano, right? I mean, not everything obviously was heading into all-time highs, as I was just showing you there. We also had the similar structure here with JASMY Coin, but JASMY Coin didn't get into a new all-time high. Now, even though it didn't get into a new all-time high, this really was one of the best performers because it actually managed something like a 95x from the very bottom of this bear cycle right there to where it peaked in the last bull cycle, right? So even for JASMY, that actually just tells you that JASMY doesn't need to get to something like $5 for you to get like super rich, right? And that was the message back then in the bear cycle, saying that, look guys, forget $5 for a second, right? JASMY is really gonna do well. We could still have 100x, but we are still below the previous all-time high, and we were even targeting something like 30 cents then, right? So I won't take long here explaining what is what, but still what we were doing here, bottom line, was that we were grabbing our Fibonacci retracement 2 once again and taking a look at all the structures here, the Ethereum price set, the Cardano price set, the JASMY Coin price set, and trying to draw like best case scenario and worst case scenarios here for JASMY, the results basically, right? So once we were coming to the JASMY price set here and just applying the same thing here, Fibonacci retracement 2 very top right there to the very bottom, we ended up seeing that our worst case scenario would be something like a 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level from where it is sitting right at this point, assuming you are buying JASMY for the very first time, which I really doubt. You would now only be looking for something like a 4x. I'm saying only 4x, but tell me what are the market that you can multiply your money by 4, right? And this is also just assuming that you are buying JASMY, right? Now, what about the best case scenarios? Now, for our first best case scenario here, we were taking a look at the Velo price set, right? Which I was just showing you at the beginning of the video, and that was actually managing something like 1.618 extension level. And from where the price is sitting right now, we're looking at something like a 15-16x right around that level there. But Cardano was doing something as close as something like the 2.618 Fibonacci extension level, and that means from where the price is sitting today, should we manage something like that, that is something like 86 cents for JASMY at the top of the bull cycle, and that is something like a 27x return, right? You can see that it's getting harder for JASMY, right? So probably meaning that maybe some people are late, whatever the case may be, you have to wait longer, right? But the best case scenario that we were having there was Ethereum, and Ethereum managed something like the 3.618 Fibonacci extension level, and from where the price is sitting right today, you would be looking at something like a 38x. Now, I've said time and again that if you would be buying JASMY, but I'm very sure that most of you guys have been buying JASMY at way too low prices, so probably you don't need to wait for all these things. And I mean, if I'm saying the best case scenario, probably it also means that this is something that is the least likely to happen right there for the JASMY price. That we are looking at JASMY with probably a market cap of about $60 billion. Not too crazy, to be honest with you, but probably not for this cycle. I really have no idea, but these are the scenarios that we have right there for the JASMY price. That worst case obviously is something like a 4x from where the price is sitting. The best case is something like a 32x from where the price is sitting right at this point. Now, the advantage is if you have been buying earlier, definitely by the time maybe we get to something like the 1.618, that is something like 54 cents. We are talking about 100 of multiples right there. But of course, for us to have all these things happening here for the JASMY price, that I've said time and again that look, we are looking at a major indicator here with the 50 daily moving average. And once we are below the 50 daily moving average here, we obviously remain a little bit cautious right there. Should we break about the 50 daily moving average here with JASMY, I'm gonna put on my and say that look, we are ready to go. I've said time and again over the last maybe a few months or something like that, that look, once JASMY gets below the 50 daily moving average here, it's kind of flies out, right? Boring price action. Right at this point, yes, we have stepped it like 1, 2, 3 times already. And I think that, yeah, we actually have a chance right now that it's going to break the 50 daily moving average and we can continue with the bullish structure. Now, once this condition is not satisfied just yet, I don't think JASMY is outrightly bullish. So we desperately need this confirmation, just as I was mentioning in my last update, that we really need this confirmation of like breaking the 50 daily moving average, and then we are good with the JASMY price set right there. Now, also we were taking a look at maybe some kind of underlying indicators right there on the daily time frame. The RSI, yeah, right now we are trending around like 53 or something like that. We need to see the RSI trending above 60. That has always been the case whenever we are in a bullish stance here for the JASMY prices. So very important things here. Number one, the 50 daily moving average. Number two, we need to see the RSI trending above 60 to just protect that bullish stance that we have in the market. Other than that, if we want to be looking for confluence and confirmation from other market participants, we are taking a look at Bitcoin right now. We can see that Bitcoin is fighting the mid-range resistance level right there, right around $68,000. Once we have like a clear break and close above that level, be rest assured that JASMY is definitely going to be outperforming what Bitcoin is going to be doing. But should Bitcoin obviously get rejected right there, that is not going to be too good for the JASMY price as well. But my fingers are crossed that we get some kind of a bullish break here for the Bitcoin price. And also taking a look just right around the rest of the market, right? Taking a look at Total 2, for example. Yeah, it was fighting this resistance too. We need to see this breaking, right? And we can say finally we are out of the woods here with JASMY. So yeah, we have got like very good price targets to look forward to. 54 cents, best case scenario, $1.20, and whatever the case may be. But for now, we need that confirmation for trader alerts. I will be updating Patreon members on what we are doing with JASMY. I mean, we had like 3 consecutive wins on the JASMY price that in the last the last few weeks or something like that. We short JASMY, we actually longed JASMY, and then we short again. The last trade that we did was a short. So we'll be looking to see if we can get another long position here on the JASMY price, that should things start turning bullish right at that point. But just remember, none of what I say is financial advice, and you shouldn't be buying or selling anything because of anything I say, all right? But if you like the content, don't forget to delicately tap the like button, share the video with your friends and family, and then I would have to see you on the very next one. Take really good care of yourselves. Bye.